This is about the time that I did coke in the bathroom at the girls' soccer house. So I was in college, right? It was like my junior year, and I wasn't super popular. I know that might come as a surprise. I know it might come as a shock, but I wasn't very popular. Within the athletes at Vanderbilt, all of the athletes typically hung out and hung together. It was like this ecosystem, right? Kind of like on Twitch. And as you can see, it wasn't popular back then. A lot of shit hasn't changed. But point is, not super popular. I don't get invited to a lot of things. The different teams would always put on different events, parties, and a lot of times it would be invite only, so things didn't get out of control, and I didn't get invited to a lot of them. So fast forward, I'm sitting with my team eating at this new Mexican restaurant called, it's called Moe's. It's brand new on campus, so we're sitting there, we're eating, food's amazing, and then a couple of the soccer girls walk in, and they're talking to my team captain, because, you know, he's the man. Not only is he like all-American, but he's good looking, he's buff, he's like got the body of a football player even though he's a tennis player. Like he's got it all going for him, and he's sitting there flirting with them, and I'm, you know, just sitting there eating like my chips and queso just like a loser. And because she's kind of talking to him, you know, kind of talking to the group at the same time, it's this weird awkward in between, which was the best thing ever. Because he asked her, "Hey, what are you doing this weekend?" She goes, "Oh yeah, we have our formal, and some of our freshmen don't have dates." And you could tell how hesitant she was saying this out loud, because you know when you're making plans in front of somebody, and then there are those people that are there that aren't supposed to be invited. She was experiencing that indecision of, yeah, we have some spots we need to fill. And you could see the internal conflict written all over her face. And our captain was an absolute giga chat, and he just goes, "Oh, I mean, you know, do you want to take some people from my team?" And she looks at us and she just goes, "Yeah, fine." She didn't say fine out loud, but she might as well have. And inside, I was just like, let's go! Because like I said, I've never been invited to any of this stuff, ever. Like the lacrosse team, soccer team, whatever women's team there was, they'd always have these parties, these formals, and I would never get an invite. My point is, not popular. Finally get invited to something. So they put us in, oh my God, what was it called back then? Group Me. They put us in their girls soccer team Group Me and said, "Chris, you're gonna go with this person, other person, you're gonna go with this person." And I was really excited. The next day, you know, I hadn't eaten anything because I was really, really, really excited to eat at this restaurant. Super, super excited. Oh my God, what was it? Oh yeah, it was hibachi. Oh God, when you're on that college budget, even the slightest things are like, anything that's not on the meal plan, you're just like, it's gourmet. And so I try not to eat anything that whole day. You know, I'm at the dinner, and for whatever reason, I'm like, oh, this, you know, kind of sucks. Like I don't really feel that hungry. And I was like, is my stomach upset? Like I don't really know what's going on. And I really want to eat this, but like it doesn't feel right. But I didn't have a lot of time to think about it. So I'm sitting there with my date. Call her. Give me a name. Give me a name that starts with A. Anna. We'll call her Anna. So I'm sitting there with Anna, and I'm trying to make conversation, and it's a little awkward, but it's not the worst thing in the world. And Anna's just like, "I need a drink." And Anna started acting like that employee who's worked a 9 to 5 for 20 years of their life, and they finally have some time off, and they don't like where they're at on their vacation, on their precious time off. And I think that me, you know, I'm not being the date that she would have hoped to bring to her soccer formal might have added to it. So she just starts pounding these sake bombs, like sake, bob, and she's like throwing it back. Like she's going in. I'm drinking too, but I'm not drinking anywhere near as much as she is. And I'm like, starting to feel a little bit bad. Not just because my stomach's a little bit upset, but also because I'm starting to realize that she'd rather get absolutely shit-faced than, you know, try to get to know her a little bit better. A little sad. I'm still having an okay time. We're still talking, but, you know, I don't feel super great. Anyways, after the dinner, we go out to the bars. Bars were pretty fun. I drank a little bit more, but again, I didn't feel super great, and I was trying to figure out, like, you know, what was going on. Like, why don't I feel good? Like, I didn't eat like almost any food. I ate very little. I'm not drinking a lot. I don't like feel like doing stuff. So I'm going out trying to dance. My stomach's a little upset, but I'm like, I'm still having like a good time. I'm having a good time. All these, you know, athletes are with each other. I mean, look, I'll just say it. Everyone there was just super, super attractive. Like the soccer team was just absolute. They were beautiful. Not that I was looking at anyone other than my date. Not that, you know, my date was looking at me, but it was a good vibe. I was having a good time. And so we finally go back to the girls' soccer house, which is just a house of all the seniors and, you know, whoever else they have space for in there. And it's a big place. They got the music absolutely like just blasting. It is loud and it's a great, great time. You know, you come from the bars, you go back to the house. It's like everyone's enjoying themselves. And at this point, I'm starting to realize, you know, my stomach is definitely hurting. Like something is not right and I don't know what it is. And then I have one of those flashback moments in my head and I understand all at once that the Moe's that we had the day before was food that I had never had ever in my life. And that maybe going off campus to try a new restaurant might not have been the best idea. So I go to the bathroom because now I realize I need to shit. Like I gotta go. So I'm in the bathroom and like there's like no good way to say it. Like it was bad. It was bad. But at the very least, I felt relieved. I did not feel as bad as I had felt the rest of the night. And I was just like, oh my God, like, but the other side to that relief was a little bit of paranoia because you know when you're in the bathroom for longer than a normal amount of time and in the back of your head you're thinking the people outside or the people I came here with to this event are probably aware that I've been in the bathroom for a more than socially acceptable amount of time, to the point where when I leave this place they're gonna have to ask me, you okay? And that's as bad as I thought it would be. I thought I'm gonna have to deal with an awkward conversation like, you just blew up the bathroom, and I'm gonna have to be like, yeah, don't go in there for a little bit. I sprayed it down. I'm sorry. That's the worst that I thought would happen. So I, you know, do the whole aerosol thing, flush it, make sure the whole place is clean, open the door. 2 seniors and my date are standing in front of the bathroom door. Like the 3 Stooges just right there in front of me as a unit. And I'm just like, oh. A part of me started to freak out because it was just like, oh my, like what's going on? My date pushes past me, slams the door, and I just hear the porcelain of the toilet bowl slam back against the lid. And I realized that she, like me, really needed the bathroom. And at first I felt bad because, you know, I just made a fucking mess. But also at the same time, I didn't feel so bad because to my credit, I probably helped her throw up sooner than later. You know, when you have to throw up, sometimes there's that awkward like, oh my God, I'm gonna do it. Oh, I don't know. I feel like it, but maybe I won't, maybe I will. Like I left a smell in there that probably expedited that process. So she didn't have to do all that. Right? She should be thankful. Just saying. Anyways, that door is slammed. She's taking care of her business. And these 2 seniors are just like eyeballing me. So I'm still like really uncomfortable and I don't know what's going on. And they told me almost in unison, really. And I was super fucking confused. I was like, was I not supposed to use the bathroom the way God intended? What's wrong? Then they tilt their head the other way, almost like a Instagram picture. They go, you can't just do that in our house. And at this point, I was just like convinced. I was like, they're talking like, you know what? They're right. I shouldn't go into a house that I don't know for the first time ever and then just do what I did. I just definitely like, they're right. I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I could have tried to make it back to my dorm. I might have shit myself, but you know, I can't just ruin someone's facilities. And I was just like, I'm so sorry. My stomach was really upset. And they were just like, no. And at this point, I'm like, if they're not talking about this, what are they talking about? And then one of the girls grabbed me by my shoulder and she said, if you're gonna do coke, not in my fucking bathroom, get out. And at this point, I didn't know what the fuck to expect or to say. I was stun locked. There is no way that my stomach has been upset this entire night. A night that I was really excited for and looking forward to because I was going to be around the popular kids and be like one of the popular kids as someone who is super lame and played League of Legends a majority of their free time. That this is going to accuse me of snorting a line off of their countertop in the bathroom. So I try to say back to her, because I was like, in my mind, oh, thank God she's wrong. I said, no. I was just using the bathroom. And then the other senior grabs me by the other shoulder and she says, get out. And they're smiling like Karens who just won the argument with managers at your convenience store. And I put my hands up and I told them, no, I'm not. And I start stuttering and I'm like tripping over my words because they believe, their confidence shook me, right? They just knew in their minds that I put the white stuff up my nose. And I was trying to tell them, like, no, I did, like, and at this point, I just looked like the guiltiest drug addict in the campus. And both of them were just like, please just go. And I'm sitting there, I'm just like, and I feel so sad and I feel so like defeated, and I just like I start walking out and my captain sees me. He was like Chris, where are you going? I was just like, I got. He looked at me, he's like, huh? And he shoots me a text and I'm like, he's like, where are you going? Like, are you okay? I was just like, I have to go, I got kicked out. And he was like, what the f did you do? Like, do I have to leave? I told him no. They're telling me that I did coke in the bathroom. And then my captain, knowing how big of a loser I was, but he knew that this was probably like my first time being invited to a formal. He just responded back in all caps, ha 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 ha. Like 4 different messages with like 17 ha's a piece. I felt like such a loser. At that point, I just went home and played League.